Hare Krishna. So the next section 23-29. After establishing the potency of the process of bhakti, once again to emphasize Shri Krishna as the ultimate absolute truth, especially in regards to Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Even amidst these three principal deities in this material world, out of that Vishnu is supreme or Krishna is supreme, to highlight that 23-29. So now we have text 23, which says the transcendental personality of Godhead. I'm reading the translation. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. So, of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. So it is said that transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with three modes, Sattva, Raja and Tama. So Sattva, Raja and Tama. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is indirectly associated. How? Through the deities of, so as Vishnu directly he takes care of Sattva, as Brahma ji Raja, and as Shiva he takes care of Tama or Tamas, or the mode of ignorance. Of these three, it is mentioned the ultimate benefit, because one of the question was what is absolute and ultimate good in text in chapter 1. This was the question. So now the ultimate benefit can come from Vishnu. And how? That example is given in 24th verse. Analogy is given. Why Vishnu ultimate benefit? Who is in touch with mode of goodness, Sattva? Why ultimate benefit? So he says in text 24, firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than raw wood. So first we have firewood or the raw wood, which is basically coming from, let us say, earth. And then firewood, better than firewood is smoke. And better than smoke is fire. Because one can perform all the yagyas through fire. Smoke definitely gives heat effect, but better is fire. And that fire is contained in firewood. So firewood has fire, but it is not fully manifest. Fire is which gives the benefit of all the sacrifices or yagyas. Yagyas is referring to sacrifices. Now it says 24th, firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than raw wood, and fire is still better, because by fire we can get benefits of superior knowledge through sacrifices. The next line says, similarly, just like smoke is better than firewood, passion is better than ignorance. And Lord is in touch with ignorance through the deity of Lord Shiva. He is in touch with passion through Brahmaji. But the same Supreme Personality of Godhead in touch with goodness, which is compared to fire. Just like fire is better than smoke, goodness is better than passion. And Supreme Personality of Godhead is in touch with goodness through the deity of Vishnu. Just like fire gives the best effect, similarly the mode of goodness is the most beneficial for realizing the absolute truth. And therefore the deity of Vishnu should be worshipped. Just to highlight that, this analogy is mentioned here. And then after mentioning that, in 25th they give the authority. What is the authority of these statements? they give some other reference. Bhejire munayo athagre bhagwantam athokshajam. Bhejire means rendered service. Munaya, sages in the past. So you see the translation. Previously all the great sages rendered service unto the personality of Godhead due to his existence above three modes. They worshipped him to become free from material conditions and derive the ultimate benefit. Whoever follows such great authorities is also eligible for liberation for the material world. So authority of previous sages is mentioned here. They achieved the highest benefit, because a lot of emphasis is mentioned on highest benefit, ultimate benefit, because that was one of the questions which was asked in 1.1.9. What is the absolute ultimate good? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 9. So when you're talking about ultimate good, it is mentioned the sages achieved that ultimate good by worship of Vishnu, by worship of Sri Krishna, who is mentioned here as Adhokshajam or Bhagavantam. And then after establishing the supremacy of Vishnu's form, Sri Krishna's form, for the ultimate welfare, then 26th and 27th talks about other forms. 27th says, those who are serious about liberation are certainly non-envious and respect all, but they reject the horrible and ghastly forms of the demigods. So 27 talks about other forms or other personalities who are powerful in the material world. Says reject. So they are mentioned as horrible and ghastly because they are of material world. The words used are horrible and ghastly. But then he says, non-envious, do not envy them, respect all. So one has to respect even the demigod's form, but one does not worship them as supreme just to take our attention from them. Such kinds of words are used. Ghora Rupan, horrible, ghastly forms. And then 27th verse says, those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance worship. So who worships these forms or any other forms in the material world? 28th. Who worship other forms? Who are in the mode of passion and ignorance. They will not come to Vishnu, Krishna, because they are motivated by so many mundane desires. As Bhagavad Gita says, men of small intelligence with material desires worship many demigods. So it says, those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance worship forefathers, other living beings and demigods, for they are urged by a desire to be benefited with women, wealth, power and progeny. And after mentioning that, this is 26 and this is 27. And then 28th and 29th, Suta Goswami gives the conclusion as Vasudev is ultimate goal of everything. Either you perform any sacrifice, any process of knowledge, any austerity, any fruitive activity, it should all be done in such a way that one can please Vasudeva. So fully directing our attention from variety of desires and attractions and different things in the material world to Vasudeva. That relationship should be established. That sambandha should be established. And after establishing that sambandha, then he goes to next section. So till now, till 29, so chapter 2, 1 to 29, or rather I would say 6 to 29, Suta Goswami answers first and second question of the sages in various ways. What was the first question? It was asked in first chapter 9th verse, and second question was asked in first chapter 11th verse. 9th verse was, what is the absolute and ultimate good for all, and what is the essence of all scriptures by which self can be satisfied? Thus, this very systematically, this analysis, after establishing what is the goal of dharma, artha and kama, how to realize absolute truth, and how Vishnu is supreme, then Brahma and Shiva, finally Vasudeva is the ultimate goal, and by bhakti one can realize one's relationship with Vasudeva. So thus first two questions are answered. Now the rest of the chapter will focus on third, fourth and fifth question. Let us see how in the next section. Hare Krishna.